Hello, welcome to episode 4 of the EweKnitty podcast. We are two UK designers who are sharing our love for all things yarn related, as well as a glimpse into our lives. We aim to make this space welcoming for everybody, and we hope you can find some friends in the comments below, have a giggle. So grab a cuppa and join our flock. My name is Kelly. I'm also known as Roro and Kids, and you can find me on Instagram as Roro and Kids, YouTube as Roro and Kids, and patterns on Ravelry and Payhip under Kelly Menzies. I mainly do lace knitting, but I do the occasional colour work every now and again, and yeah. But I'm mostly self-published and sometimes pop up in magazines from time to time.
That was a lot of
pal Jane.
That was a lot of enthusiasm for colour work.
Yeah.
I do lace and colour work.
I don't mind it. My brain just doesn't do colour work very well. It's more of, it's like fluffy lace, my brain.
Hi. I'm Jane, Jane Burns Designs. I mostly design kids' garments with some colour work. Yay, colour work. Not so much lace. You can find my designs in most of the magazines under Jane Burns, and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Jane Burns Designs. Really imaginative. Where else can you find me? I've got a website. janeburns.co.uk. See the theme here. I don't think I should have had so much coffee before I started recording with you. Well, that might have been a mistake. You can find Kelly and I together and under our EweKnitty YouTube. Obviously, you found us here today. And you can find us other places. Go on, Kelly. Where can they find us?
We are on Facebook as EweKnitty Podcast, and we're also on Instagram as EweKnitty Podcast. And I always forget to tell you. We're going to be podcasting every 2 weeks, so you'll be able to catch us and have a laugh at us. Please join.
Yes. And please comment. Well, mind you, we're having a lot of fun doing it, so yeah, it'd be nice if you comment.
It's good.
But, yeah, it's keeping us giggling, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah,
putting the lightheartedness into our jobs.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
So what are you working on?
I was just going to say that to you. You did.
You did. Coffee.
So I have a new design out. At the time of recording, it should have been out last week. Let's hope. That makes no sense.
It will, Kelly. It will be out.
So I have a new pair of socks coming out, and these are called the Athenaeum socks. It's a very posh word.
It is.
Oh, I'll show you it on the blocker. That's easier. So Athenaeum is a posh word for a library, and a lovely friend gave me the idea because she said it looks like rows of books on the shelves. So yes, they have a fancy double ribbed heel, which I fought hard to make up. And yeah, they come in lots of different sizes, including for kids.
Wow.
And all the way up to adult. And they are cuffed down, Jane, they are cuffed down. I know you don't like the toe up malarkey.
I am quite tempted. And that yarn is just gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
That is so me. What is it?
So this is... I'll show you the label. This is Nervous Fibre, so it's a hand-dyed yarn. Can you see that? There we go.
I can. Yep, that's showing up nicely.
So Nervous Fibre, that's Charlotte, who's based in Glasgow, and it's the deep wood colourway in her, I think it's just a sock base. Yeah, 75% merino and 25% nylon fingering yarn. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's like this really deep teal colour, and it's just lush. I love it.
I'd love some fingerless mittens in the same stitch pattern. In that yarn would just be.
It is a plan in action for fingerless mittens in the same pattern.
Can you make? Because I've got large hands, so if you can make the sample size large, and then you don't know what to do with them. Am I being too subtle? birthday coming up.
You say, oh, well, let's see what we can do.
Get cracking. This is how you get stuff done, isn't it?
I know, yeah, exactly.
So where will they find those on launch day?
Oh, on launch day, they will find them on my Ravelry and on my PayHip, which is the only 2 shops I have now. Yeah, and I'll probably be talking about them on my YouTube channel, and they'll be on my Instagram posts, and they'll be everywhere. You'll find them.
I don't use PayHip.
Do you not?
I don't know much about it. Educate me.
So PayHip, you have to have, it's very strange, you can't search people on there, you have to have their address, so their PayHip address sort of thing. But it's just pretty simple, it's payhip.com/Roro and Kids, so it's not hard. If you could kind of find people that way, I suppose, but it's just, you can build the shop to look how you want it to look, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's just I don't know, you can get downloads from there. There's lots of different things on there. There's like people selling art and stuff on there as well, because you can do downloads, but you can also sell physical things, and you can also set up memberships and stuff on there. It's quite good.
Wow. Oh, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Have a look. It keeps popping up. I think I should find some time to research that, because I've recently put just a small selection of my patterns on Etsy.
Yeah.
I thought I would dip my toe in the water. I mean, I make absolutely nothing on them with the fees and what have you, but I figured it would just be a way for people to find my work. And it seems to be doing that.
That's good, because I had patterns on Etsy and I didn't sell any. I sell stitch markers on Etsy and they do fine, but the patterns, by the time they took their fees off, I was making nothing, and I wasn't really selling that many on there, so I just took them off. I don't know what the PayHip fees are. It's not very much, and I think it might be a bit like Ravelry, where it's like staggered.
Yeah,
but I'm not 100%.
Oh.
But I used to have them all on Love Knitting, and I do have patterns left on Love Knitting, but I didn't find it was getting any traffic, so and it was difficult to upload them to there. It was long-winded, and it's long-winded enough on Ravelry, so I just and PayHip's a lot faster.
Oh, that's good to know.
It's just one page of boom, you're done. So yeah, it's a lot easier.
Sorry, Kelly. You can find my work on Love Knitting, shameless plug. I find it does really well on there.
Does it? See, mine wasn't, so I don't know.
I do better
every now and again.
Yeah, I do better there than I do on Ravelry.
Oh wow!
It's funny, isn't it? It must be that slightly different audience, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe more children's garments, knitters. It's got to be a better way of putting that. Or on Love Knitting.
Yeah, that's really weird. I never thought of that. Yeah, because I do really well on Ravelry and not so much anywhere else. I do okay on PayHip, but it's kind of just there for the people who don't want to use Ravelry.
Yeah.
And that's what I tend to find. Most people just buy from me on Ravelry, and then occasionally I'll get a couple of sales on PayHip. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What exciting things have I got to share? Crochet. So some of my, I've been working on some of my more popular kids designs. So the Dino hooded cardigan, so the hoodie with the dino spikes that you did for...
I made that for my son, Rowan.
Yeah. That has recently been out in Crochet Now magazine. So you can now get a crochet version, which is almost identical for those that crochet.
Oh, that's amazing. Rowan loves that still. He got in trouble because he kept wearing it at school, and he has to wear either red or I think it was grey, I think they said to him. But this is light grey with lots of different coloured dinosaur spikes. And they're like, you can't bring this into school. Like, it's not uniform. He was like, yeah, but my mum made it.
Well, we need to talk to the school and get them a uniform. They have to be the uniform, and they have to buy the pattern from me.
Yes.
Thank you, Rowan School.
That would be a nice one, wouldn't it?
It worked well in crochet with the spikes.
Oh, yeah.
The amigurumi style spikes. They've got some really nice structure to them. So that was a challenge. I enjoyed doing that.
Oh, Good.
And then there's a baby unicorn jumper, which will also, I'm guessing when this goes out, should be in crochet now. So if you want to go and check that out. So if you're dabbling in crochet and fancy a crochet garment, they would be a good place to start.
Oh, that's so good. I really need to learn to crochet. I really do. I've been saying it for years.
I took it up as something to do that wasn't work. So I had all the yarn in the house.
And then you changed it into work.
Then I was asked, could you? So I was like, okay.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how it started. It's like, I've got all this yarn. It has to be a yarny something, because I can't have another load of craft supplies in the house. So last Christmas, same thing. I was like, okay, I need something to do that's not work. It's now not knitting, it now can't crochet. So I got into making pom-poms, the pom-pom animals. You know, have you seen them where you wrap different sections in different colours and then you carve in? That's quite therapeutic.
Yeah, I bet.
Very messy. Very messy. But I had a lot of fun making those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I did that with my daughter, who's 19. And we sat doing this together. I said, who could make the cutest penguin? And we finished with all of this business and then cut around the pom-pom maker and pulled it off. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how this is going to go. And I start chopping in to make this penguin. And she goes, oh, I like mine as it is. I'm going to leave it. And it's just this round ball with all these, you know what pom-poms are like before you trim them? There's all bits of everything. There's stuck some eyes on it. And we sat them side by side for Christmas, and they just sat there. One penguin, one penguin.
Oh, brilliant. Or if you can find a photo, you need to.
Yeah, I'm sure I will have a photo, and I'll pop that up as our first attempt at making these pom-pom. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
But it's a lot of fun.
So what?
You should try it with the boys.
Yeah, no, it's just the mess.
I can't lie. Messy. It's messy, messy, messy. So talking about crochet, I've got a new toy.
Have you?
I do.
Let me see.
So obviously you've got to try every kind of crochet hook to work out what you like. And I've got, as I've actually just mentioned, large hands. So I find that a lot of the crochet hooks, as I find a regular crochet hook right now, hits me in the palm of the hand. It kind of digs.
Yeah.
It's the same way that shorter DPN needles do. So I like the 20 centimetre DPNs for that reason. And long-handled crochet hooks are quite hard to come by.
Right, okay.
Furls are longer. Furls are really expensive and really hard to come by.
Okay.
They're kind of pushing £40 a hook.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I needed to find something similar. So I found some wooden ones that I loved. But then the whole needle, or the whole hook, is wooden, including this bit. And when you get into the smaller shaft, I'm sorry, I can only apologise. I know this is only going to get worse. I know I'm going to put pressure on it, and I'm going to bend it, and I'm going to eventually snap it.
Yeah, that's like me with wooden needles.
I needed a metal tip.
Yes. Careful now.
And I found this beauty. So it's got a really nice, the size of that handle. Look at that. Really nice handle, but it's almost like, you see me unscrewing it.
Oh, is it adjustable?
You know the manual drill bits? It has this system.
It's like magnetic?
No, it screws on there.
Oh, it screws.
And then you pop your hook in.
Oh, wow,
and
that's
tighten
so cool.
it, and off you go. Ta-da! One nice, very comfortable, warm to hold hook with
a metal tip.
With a metal tip, and then it comes with all the different hook sizes.
That's brilliant.
So rather than carrying all different hooks, I had this.
Ah, yeah.
And it's perfect for travelling
That's
with.
so transportable, yeah.
Yep.
So
So
who's that by?
I found it on Etsy. So it was
Oh.
after a lot of looking, and there's a company, I have to look down at this, sorry. They're called the Olive Home. And they do a lot of wooden engraved cheese boards and knives and all that sort of thing. These hooks and sewing seam rippers.
All right.
And you can get them personalised. I didn't. I couldn't decide what to put on it. But yeah, they'll put your name or whatever you want on there. At the time of recording, they hadn't got any in stock, but I will pop the link to their shop down below in the comments. And you can go and have a look or ask them nicely if they get any more in. I believe it was about £28.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's really good.
So I had them all, and they were 3mm to 7mm tips. 8 tips in there.
8 tips.
Yeah. So I was a very, very happy girl with that new toy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Got any new toys?
I got a new toy. Sort of. I needed a new 2.75mm knitting needle for socks. And I ended up buying, it's a Knit Pro one, which I think is Knitter's Pride in the US.
I believe so.
But it's Smart Stix. I've never heard of it before. I've seen people knitting with these stripy needles before, not really knowing what it was all about. But each thing is 2 centimetres.
Oh.
And so, hang on, see what you can see. So this is an 80 centimetre one, and it goes up right at the end of the tip. It says 80 centimetre, which I don't think you'll be able to see.
I can actually. Yep.
So right at the end is the 80 centimetre, and then at this end is obviously the 2 centimetre. It starts at 2 centimetres. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then on the lead, the cable, it's got every 2 centimetre line. So you can measure as you go. And I didn't even realise. I just thought I was getting a fancy coloured needle. Because, research. But,
were you too busy to read the description?
Yeah, I just thought I just need 2.75 80 centimetre, and I just typed it in, bought it through Amazon. Boom, done. And then when it came, and I was like, oh, well, that's pretty. And then when it came, it's got the tape measure down the side of the packaging.
Nice.
And I was like, well, you're not going to keep that. What's that all about? And then I seen on there, and I was like, oh, that's really clever. So there you go. So it was about £7.50, I think, for this one. But yeah, I assume, because Knit Pro tend to do this, I assume that every different size will be a different colour. Because they do that with a different one, don't they? I can't remember which one it is now, but there's a certain one that they do.
Is it Zings?
Is it Zings? It might be Zings. And each even the DPNs, each one is a different. So you just need to learn the colours, and then you don't have to look at the size all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm assuming that the 2.75 is like a tealy green, and the others will be different.
But how often are you working away and you don't have?
Oh, all the time. I never have my tape measure. I was hunting around for one last night. I'm a nightmare. And I have about 500 tape measures in this house somewhere. I can never find them. I've got one at the minute, and it's like my treasured piece. Like, don't lose that, because then I'm up the duff again. Up the duff. I'm not pregnant.
You heard it here first, people. Gonna have babies to knit for.
What was that? I'm way too old to be up the duff. Trust me.
Another episode that Terry cannot watch.
Oh, honestly.
Shocking.
Oh, dear me. I know. Shocking. Terrible. So, tell me, I want to know, because I've never known this, the first thing you ever got published.
Socks. How funny that you're the one who's now predominantly designing and publishing socks. And that was my first design.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was socks.
It was socks for Let's Knit magazine.
Right.
Their third issue of Let's Knit.
Wow.
Yes, that was back in 2008. Back then I had an online shop called Knit and Caboodle, and I used to import various yarns and needles and things like the Jordana page bags, and I used to do the shows. So I would do Alexandra Palace, the show when it was in Birmingham, and Harrogate, and I had a wonderful time doing that.
Oh my God.
But I happened to be staying at the same hotel as the crew from Let's Knit magazine. So we would keep bumping into each other. So we got chatting, and they would come to the stand. And I'd been designing socks to give the pattern away with the yarn that I was selling. So I had these various patterns that I'd designed, and never thought for a million years that I would approach a magazine or anything like that, because why would they want to hear from me? And they really liked the socks, and said, would you design socks for us? I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God.
So that is literally how I came into publishing designs and moving forward with this as my career path. I sold Knit and Caboodle 2009, 2010, sometime around there, and just concentrated on designing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But you know how we were saying in a previous episode about when you look back at patterns that you wrote a while back, or the way that you did things? I remember looking back at that pattern, and it was one size. They were.
That's mad that they accepted that as well, because they don't, do they? You've got to do 3.
Yeah, top down, single size, and it was written for DPNs only. So that's how far the sock pattern writing has come in quite a short space of time for the magazines.
Oh, that's mad.
Yeah. And my favourite little part of that story is, many years later, I was chatting to Kate Heppel, who was the editor of Knit Now magazine.
Knit Now, yeah.
And she said to me, the very first sock I ever knitted was that pattern, because it was DK, and that's how I learnt to knit socks. And
wow.
Yeah, she now commissions designs from me for my children's garments. So it's a small world. It's quite a journey. Most people know most people, but yeah, if you go onto the socks are called Twist, and you go onto the Ravelry page for that design, you'll find Kate's socks up on there from way back when.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. What about you? What's your first one?
So my bread and butter at the early days was hats. I was doing all the hats. I've got loads.
You look good in hats.
Oh, I didn't used to. I've kind of I don't know. I think I've evolved to fit the hat because I've needed to. Because I never used to. I used to look terrible in hats. But I just used to find hats really easy to do. And I was doing self-publishing hats. And then, unlike you, I got some big squishy balls one day for some reason. I don't know. And just went, do you know what? I'm going to send these to a magazine and see where I fit. And I hunted around and found the email address for the editor of Let's Knit magazine.
The lovely Sarah.
And I just emailed her 4 hats and went, if you like any, let me know. I don't know where those brass monkeys came from, because I haven't got them anymore. I wouldn't dare do that anymore. I have no idea what happened, but I did. And she emailed me back, and she took 3 of the 4 and left 1 behind, sort of thing. So she chose 3, and then I had to start designing for them. And the first one was a hat that they named Emmeline, which was it had a picot edge, and then it was lace and a spirally brim, but it was a beret style. And And then I remember they let me knit it in fibre spates yarn, which I'd never used before. And I was like, it was fibre spates scrumptious. And I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. Like before then, I'd only used like squeaky acrylic and stuff. So I was like getting into like learning about yarns back then. Like I didn't have a clue. And they'd sent me in that. And I remember that first ever design, they sent me the magazine because you get the magazine when it comes out, don't you? And it come out, and there was a little picture of it on the front cover, and I was like, oh my, it was like Macaulay Culkin. Oh my God. Like, yeah, I was absolutely blown away. And then I think the second one was the main front cover picture, and that blew me away. And then after that, I don't think I've got any more front covers. I got the odd one or two dotted around, but the first two I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then, yeah, that's your lot.
Did you do the whole thing posing with the magazine? With you holding the magazine?
I didn't. I've got all the magazines that I've ever been in, though. I've kept them. And it's a big old pile now, to be fair, because it's like, 10, 11 years or something of magazines. And I've got nowhere near as many as you, obviously. I bet you don't keep yours, do you?
I did for a long time, and the garage. Oh, when we moved house, and I couldn't part with them, and the removal men were like, "What is in these boxes?"
I know. I've got a load up in the loft, all in boxes, and I think each box has about 50 magazines in, and Terry has to get them in the loft, and he's like trying to shove them through the hatch.
The house is starting to bend.
Yeah, they're so heavy. So it's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't keep them anymore. It's hard to part with, though, isn't it?
I started to tear out the pages. So if I was on a cover, I kept the cover, then I took the pages, and I only got so far, and then there were hundreds in the garage that I...
Yeah.
I'd break my neck trying to get to them. They're buried under... I also keep all of the samples. I can't part with any of the samples.
I've got all my samples, yeah. I have big vacuum bags in the loft full of samples. Like I said, I started with hats, and I must have over 100 hats. And I wear some of them, but there's so many hats up there. And then I've got knitted garments that I did for magazines that have all been knitted for size 8 models, which my bones aren't even size 8. Like, I can't get my arms in. So I've just got these very, very slim tops that are just no good to anybody in this house. They're never going to get one. So I think, maybe I should just sell them or something, but it's just hard to part with things. Yeah,
it is, because you think, I want to re-photograph those, or as soon as I let go of it, I want it for something.
Yeah, I know.
It's very rarely happened.
I know.
They're still there along with the magazines.
What I should do is pull them out and repurpose the yarn. That's what I should do. But
I couldn't rip them out.
Like,
I couldn't do it. It would hurt.
You rip them out? I know.
No.
So much work.
No, that's upsetting me emotionally to think about that. Why would you do that to me?
Yours would be a nightmare to rip out, though, because it's mostly intarsia. You'd have a right job on.
Yeah, it wouldn't be much good. At
least mine are just one colour, round and round and round.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to pop some pictures in?
I will. I'll pop pictures in of yours and mine, our first designs. Yes.
It's quite cute. Do you know which issue you were first in?
Emmeline, 59.
I thought you was an old timer like me.
No.
Wow.
Issue 59 I was in. So, yes, because I remember I remember buying issue 50-something. Like a few before. No, it must have been at 40-something. And you were in it. I always remember seeing you in it. You're the only person who sticks in my mind. Which is weird, isn't it? But I just bought it just to see what sort of things they were doing, to see if I dared, like, go on, have a try of these. But, yeah, I don't know how I got the guts to do that. Because I wouldn't do that now. I wouldn't dare.
I am
just
surprised.
Be like, if you want me, you can come and find me. I'm not going to put myself out there. Yeah, I'm here in the corner. I can do it if you ask me. Yeah, I don't know. I think I just had my son, and I was expecting to be. I was a stay-at-home mum, but I was expecting to be just busy with him all the time. But he was a really independent baby, so I was like, by the time I'd done the housework, I was just sat bored. He wouldn't let me play with him. He was just like, no, I'm playing. Like so I was just like, I'm bored. What can I do? And then I just picked up the knitting again. And then I was like, do you know what? I can probably do this. And then just started messing about with hats and designing them. So I don't know. And then I had my second child who was very, very dependent and won't let me do nothing. It kind of slowed me down a lot. Oh, but yeah. So
I have a question for you. Really interrupt here. That sprang to mind. Are you going to Yarndale this year?
I am. Are you?
Well, it very much depended on your answer.
Ah, I'm going for both days this year because I found it way too overwhelming last year to do it all in one day, and I was exhausted by the time I got to the end, and then I had to drive home, and I was just like, oh. So this year I'm splitting it over the 2 days and staying over. Yeah. Are you coming?
I am now. So last year we were like, yes, we're going on this day, we're going to go in this time. And I thought,
no,
we are well into August, and we have not discussed Yarndale yet this year. So anyone else that's going, drop us a line. Let us know you're going to be there.
Let us know.
Come and say hello. That would be lovely.
Oh, definitely. I know. It was so nice last year. I met so many people. It was just so much fun. But it is, if it's your first yarn show, just prepare yourself, because it's just, my God, there's so much overwhelm. It's just like, oh. Someone said to me a few weeks ago that they like to walk around a yarn show first before they buy anything. And I was like, you can't do that in Yarndale. That's impossible, because it takes you all day to get around, and then everything be sold by the time you get back to the beginning. Like, you can't do that, can you? But for me, when you go into a yarn show, my first purchase has to be something that really screams at me. Like, I see things that I like, but I'm like, no, I'll just keep going. It's got to really like grab me by the kahunas and go, you're coming home, sort of thing. So yeah, so it takes me a while, but then once that ball's kicked, then that's it. Then I'm a nightmare. I'm like, and this.
2 of those, just in case.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so overwhelming. It's great fun though. I love it.
The bank are running a security check on you. Is it you? Yeah. You're really spending all this money.
It's me. Yes, definitely. Oh, it's a bit of a nightmare.
Oh, it's really good fun though, and you talk so much. Not you personally.
Well, yeah, I do, but yes. You do. It is really tiring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like by the time you get home, you're like, oh, like it is. It's a lot.
Yeah, my social battery when I get home is flat.
Yeah,
I like definitely. A nice quiet week after that, just to be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah, it is a lot. Oh, we'll have to do it properly this year. We'll have to go for a coffee and everything, because last year was kind of like a, hi, I'm busy doing this and you're busy doing that, and you were leaving, I think, weren't you? Yeah,
by the time I actually found you, I was heading out. Yeah. So we won't bore you with our arrangements, and we'll do that.
No.
We'll do our planning.
But yeah, if you're coming to Yarndale, definitely let us know below.
Yes.
And see if we can catch you about.
Yeah. Meet up on the front lawn or something.
Yeah.
That would be cool. So talking about you and your big kahunas.
The squishy balls.
Squishy ball time.
Oh.
What have we got this week?
This week we've got the King Cole Homespun Prism, which is the label, because I've taken it off. And I have the Rock Pool colourway, which is this one.
Pretty.
So this is a DK yarn. So the rock pool colourway, I should tell you, is shade 5183. And it has lots in this. It is 22% fine merino superwash, 22% alpaca, 23% polyamide, 23% acrylic, and 10% viscose. So it's got lots of goodies in there, and it has the little viscosey tweedy nups as well. Yeah, and I do like it. It's very hairy, but I do like it.
I was nervous. If you'd seen a previous episode, when we had a mohair yarn that we were reviewing, and I couldn't cope with that because I'm sensitive. Very, very sensitive.
Yes.
And alpaca sometimes can make me wheeze and sneeze and scratch my eyes. But this I found not too bad. It doesn't have a huge alpaca content, which I think
it doesn't. What did I say? 22.
Yeah, 22%. I think you're going to have yarn envy when you see this.
Oh, that's a pretty one.
It is, isn't it? This is Heather, and it's shade 5185, and it is really, really pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
The slate greys, plum, purple, navy, and some almost rusty coloured. I call them neps. What do you call them?
Yeah, neps. Did I say nips before? I feel like I said nips.
Did you say nips?
I hope I didn't say nips. I do call them nips or nups. Maybe I call them nups. I don't know now because you put me on the spot. It's like when someone says, "How do you say bath?" You can't remember.
Bath. Constant debate in this house. Doug's a bath. I'm a bath. He's wrong, and I tell him.
It's the same in my house. I live with a Welshman. It's bath, 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 bath.
Bath, past, bath, past.
Yes.
I apologise to our overseas viewers who are going,
what are they even saying? Oh, the great north-south divide.
So, it's a nice copper-coloured neps, nups, or nips, whatever your preference is, are lurking.
Oh, that's so pretty.
There.
So what colour is that one, Heather?
It's called Heather.
Ah.
So wait till you see this. Big reveal. One corner to corner.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Focus on that, not me. There you go. That's far more interesting. We'll pop some pictures in because I think that remains quite blurry. But it really does have a lovely drape.
A nice drape,
You'll agree it's soft. It is really soft.
It is soft. So I did my little garter stitch one like I usually do. I do like the colour changes on it. I did a cable, which is okay. I think it works okay for cables, but it's really not good for lace. It just the lace just disappears.
Yeah.
So it's too variegated for lace work, I would say. But it does look good it looks lovely in garter.
Yes, it does.
And have you done a stocking stitch one?
I do. Ta-da!
Yeah, it's really pretty. I think you just it needs to be with something quite simple. I was wondering how it would hold up for DK socks. I know it's got the little neps and everything, but I wondered if it might work. I don't know. I might try and knit me little in a pair of socks in what I've got left and see.
Yeah, I'm not sure how hard wearing they would be, but I don't know though.
With the polyamide
and the
acrylic, it might hold up.
Yeah,
and there'd be nice cosy socks, wouldn't there? With it being a DK,
they'd make really nice kind of lounging socks. You know, when you've had a bath.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, I do like it though. I do like it.
I think it comes alive in stocking stitch. The garter was nice, but a nice cardi.
Yeah. It would, I think, be absolutely nice, beautiful.
A nice,
That's
simple.
what it's like, a cozy wool, isn't it? That's what it is. Like this is nice. Like that sort of yarn.
I can see it with a dress, a little cardigan, almost cropped with a nice deep rib. One of those deep ribbed little cropped cardigans to go
that
for a
would
dress
look
in
good.
the autumn, and I think that would look really cute.
Yeah. So how many colours does this come in then?
I believe it's 6. I think they're all jewel tones. Well, yours is quite vibrant, isn't it? Yeah, they're not pastels.
I do really like it.
But yeah.
Yeah, that green is a bit more lime than it's showing up. I'll do stock photos again. I'll put the stock photos up of the 2 we've got, and so you can see properly.
So
but
no squeak, yay! Not too sneeze factor, minimal.
No. Do you know what? It looks less hairy in the ball than it does when you've knitted it. It's more hairy after you've knitted it, I think. It's got particularly long, like it doesn't so much have a halo, but it's just got it's got particularly long hairs that stick up. Do you know what I mean?
Those long alpaca fibres.
Yeah, it's got those. So it's a bit, and you don't really notice them as much in the ball. It's once you start knitting them, you're like, oh, because I kept thinking my cat had laid on it and I was like pulling bits off and then I was like, oh no, they're attached. So it's like that. But it's really cosy. It's lovely. I do like it. I would definitely use it for something.
I was pleasantly surprised that I was able to knit with it and crochet with it and, like I say, not be scratching and itching.
Yeah, that's really good.
How many squishy balls are we giving Homespun Prism Prime? Do you care?
I would give it, I'm going to say 3.5 because I'm a lace girl and I can't use lace. I'd have to stick to my stock and stitch. What about you?
I would probably give this... it's difficult. I would give it a 5 because I think the things I don't like about it are personal to me. In that those long fibres, for me, could be a problem. So it seems unfair to mark it down, but it's a lovely yarn. Really,
it is a lovely yarn.
Yeah, it's got a luxury feel to it.
It does. Yeah, if like I say, I've said 3.5, but that's only because of the lace factor. If you are wanting something that's just plain stock and stitch, like a basic jumper that you just, you know, like when you get these ones that are just a normal plain stock and stitch jumper, raglan or whatever, then it's a 5 because it would be so nice to wear, and I don't think it would be scratchy on your skin at all. It's really soft.
Yeah,
I don't think it would even be tickly, even with them long hairs sticking up. It's not tickly at all. It's lovely.
I think as well, it's going to be quite hard wearing, given that it's got that luxury feel, because it does have the acrylic in there. I think it's probably going to wash and wear quite well.
Yeah, I bet it does. Yeah, very good.
So I think that's it for this episode. What do you think, Kelly? Have you got any other revelations? No.
Any revelations?
Nothing you want to drop on us?
No. No, just let us know in the comments below how you're getting on with the episodes, what you think, and if you think we should change anything or add anything, or if there's anything you'd like to know, if there's anything you'd like us to talk about. Give us some, you know, what's it called? Ideas.
Yeah.
Light bulbs.
More smut.
I have very few of.
More smut.
Less smut. I'll have a smut meter.
We will promise nothing. We will try. This seems to find us. Let us know if you're going to Yarndale.
Oh, yes.
Share what you've been making.
Definitely.
And then really, really, really make us happy by hitting the button. The button.
Subscribe and the thumbs up. Or also, if you handed in not handed in, it's not homework. If you tagged us in your Tales of the Yarn Thief posts, then we will announce the winner in the next episode.
So for now, keep knitting, keep smiling, keep going with the smut.
Bye.
Might have to cut that bit out.